Hello, and good morning to all. My name is Vishal Manucha, owner and director at Net Worth Immigration Solution. I am a regulated immigration consultant, and in Canada from last many years, I've been practicing immigration and have a background of around 16 years into this industry. Welcome back to our live session. This is 11 a.m. right now in Canada, and in India it's 8:30 p.m. So welcome to all of viewers. I know a lot of them will be joining soon. So this live session happens every Friday at 11 o'clock from Canadian time, and India is 8:30 p.m. So welcome back to our live session. Our offices are based in Brampton, Ontario, and in Alberta, Calgary, and in India, our office is in Karnal and Kurukshetra. Net Worth Immigration Solutions deals in all sort of category of application for PR, either spousal application, expatriate profiles, or study visa application, any categorization you talk about, we do deal in all sort of application. And our success rate is more than 190% in maximum of the application we are doing. Success rate is very high, around 95 to 97% of our application goes through, and that is a very good success rate in the industry. So yes, we are talking about today this live session as it happens on every Friday. It's going to be about last 1 week update from IRCC or the immigration industry in Canada. Then definitely we will be having time to have question and answer session as we have on every Friday at this time. So thank you all for the viewers to joining in, and we'll be definitely joined by a few more and a lot of more in the coming time right now. So we will be talking a lot about the update we have. The first one will be the Express Entry draw, which happened yesterday. Then we'll be discussing about that PR people can now travel to Canada. That is a very exciting news for all the PR holder who have not been able to travel for more than last 1 year will be allowed to travel starting next month. So we will be discussing about that. Then we have got three PNP draw which happened last 1 week. One was from Ontario, second from Alberta, and the third was from British Columbia. So we will be discussing about those three draws, how you qualify for those draws, and what you can do to be qualified for those draws. So that's another thing we'll be discussing about. Yes, and the another most important thing will be the travel restrictions and what is the new update on that. Definitely, yes, there was a press conference on this Friday by the immigration, and they have announced about the travel restriction being lifted or not. We will be discussing about which may be expected to be lifted by next month, but we have to wait and watch. Right now, they have been extended for another 1 month. So yes, till 21st of July, all of the travel restrictions are still in place, and let's see how it goes from the next month. So now let us start out with the first update. Let us discuss that about in detail, and yes, we will also discuss about TR to PR application, which are still the quota is still available, and how you can still be eligible and apply for those category of applications. So we will be discussing about that too. So let us start up first with the Express Entry. There was an Express Entry draw yesterday. The draw was again dropped down. The CRS was dropped down to 357. Yes, again dropped down from the previous one. So in the last few draws, after the 75 one, which happened in February, this is, I think, the lowest score after that. Now, it has been continuously slowing down and dropping down since then. Initially, we started back from 451, but now it has again dropped out to 357. So almost 100 CRS point has been dropped down starting from March till now. And after that historic draw of 75 point, where all the international students who are in Canada or the temporary foreign worker were invited. So this draw again yesterday was for CEC. Yes, it was a CEC draw again. So that was I know a lot of people who are outside Canada are still disappointed because they are not getting their time to be called. They have not been invited under this draw, but I'm pretty sure the things are improving, and the way the things are shaping up in the last 1 month, the thing seems to be improving, and I'm pretty sure that we will be soon having this draw for federal skilled worker clause, which will be exciting to see what score will they come up with. When will that draw exactly happen, and what will be the CRS score is something we are looking forward to. But I'm pretty sure by August, if I talk about my understanding, yes, by August 2021, we are expecting those draws to start back again. But let's see how it goes. But my expectation is yes, by August 2020, 2021, we will again have federal skilled worker draw coming up. But there was the biggest draw by another express entry draw for PNP client. That was another biggest draw happened. So after there were two express entry draw this week. So one was the express entry class for Canadian experience class candidate, and the second was for provincial nominee program. So yes, there were more than 1,000 ITA issued under that draw, I think, which is the highest till now under any PNP express entry draw. Now, how does those work? You have these were the clients who have already got 600 points through one or the other provincial nominee program approval. They use the 600 points to get higher points into the pool, and we have seen since the beginning of 2021, they very frequently we are seeing these draws. Like last year, I think there were not too many draws which were PNP express entry linked, but this year 2021, every I think almost 15 days there is one draw for these sort of people. These are the people who have already got their their PNP approved from one or the other provinces in Canada, who have got another 600 point into the pool, and these are the people who were invited. So yes, that is another thing. That was the other draw which happened. Yes, I think day before yesterday. Yes, yesterday was the express entry draw for Canadian Express class. On Wednesday, the draw was for provincial nominee program. So these were the two express entry draw which happened this week, both with the highest number of ITA being issued. Under CEC, the ITA issued was 6,000, and for PNP, it was more than 1,000 ITA issued for the first time under this draw, which is linked to express entry. So we will be coming back to these things if you have any question. And congratulations to all of our clients who have got the IPAs. I think yesterday we got more than around 30 people from our office who have selected in this draw and who have received the invitation to apply. All the best to their application. And if any people, like yesterday we got a few queries where people have got their ITA, now they want us to process their application, that is also possible. So if you've got your ITA but you're not sure about how to submit the application and what all need to be submitted while you're submitting the application, then definitely you can contact us and we can help you out in submitting your express entry PR profile application, because it is very critical that you take care of all the small details before you submit your application. So if you've got your ITA but you have not got you don't know exactly how to prepare the application and how to submit it, contact us. Our office is based in Brampton, Ontario, and another one is based in Alberta, Calgary. You can contact our offices in Canada and we can help you submitting your express entry application if you have already got your ITA in these latest two draw which happened this week. Now, before I start up taking the questions, we will discuss another one PNP draw which happened, and then we'll take up the question and then again move back to the updates from the last 1 week. So the draw I want to discuss before we take a question is the Ontario PNP draw. There was a surprise Ontario PNP draw this week where 10 knock codes were selected. Most of those knocks, I think in fact all 10 of them were for the management field. For example, somebody with advertising or marketing management background, somebody with financial background, banking managers, service business manager, financial manager, they all were invited. The draw, this was again a draw which is linked with express entry. So this is another draw which is linked to express entry. All the people who were into the express entry profile had the score of 464 to 467. They were invited under this draw. And there were certain particular knock being targeted. There were 10 knock which were particularly targeted, which I just discussed. Most of them were for management related field. So those people will now submit their ONP application for PNP. Once the PNP application is approved, which takes around 3 to 4 months, then they will get another 600 point into the express entry class. And then, as I said, we had a draw this week also for express entry PNP. Then they will be further invited to submit their PR application under this stream of express entry PNP. So that's how the whole process works. And how does the exact, this is not, Ontario is just not the only province who is doing this thing. Most of the provinces got their PNP system which are linked with express entry. So you have to be first, but what you have to do is you have to first create your profile in the provincial nominee program portals. All the provinces have got their own online portal. You have to submit your expression of interest. Once you submit your expression of interest, then if your occupation is in demand or your skill is in demand, you may get an invite from the province. You have to, once you get your invite, you have to prepare your application, submit it there. Once you get approved, you get another 600 point, and the next draw of express entry, you will be invited to submit your application for your final PR process, which could take around another 6 to 8 months. So the total processing time is somewhere between 3 months for the PNP approval and around 6 to 8 months for the PR approval in a normal processing time. Not in the COVID era, because yes, in the COVID era, the application have been taking hell lot of time, but yes, you can expect delay, but usually the application are processed within 6 to 8 weeks, 6 to 8 months after submitting it. So as I said, we'll take a few questions here and then we'll move back to the further update we have. There are a lot of other updates which happened in the last 1 week. We will be discussing about that too. But let us first start taking up the questions here. Hello, Emmy. I got an IT under representation class on April 29th. I stayed in 2 countries before Canada. My question is that do I need both Cyprus and Italy police certificate for Canada permanency resident? Yes, Emmy. If your stay in any of the country is more than 183 days, which is more than 6 months approximately, then you will have to arrange a police clearance certificate in the last 10 years. That's another thing. It should be if you have traveled in those countries in the last 10 years, and if you have stayed more than 6 months, then the police clearance certificate will be required. But if your duration is less than 6 months, then the police clearance certificate will not be required. But you never know, maybe but you don't have to submit it right now. But if CIC need further clarification or they need further PCC from those countries, then you may have to arrange. But initially, while submitting your profile, you don't need to submit your PCC because if you have not stayed there for more than 6 months. So that will depend for how long you have stayed in those countries. Then we have a question from Harmoons Patel. Correspondence letter of biometric after pass it means approval in super visa. Not exactly, to be honest. That doesn't mean that the visa has been approved. That is another step, getting close to getting the approval. But no, I'll not say getting the approval, getting the decision on your application. But that does not mean that the visa has been approved or it will be approved. The decision is still supposed to be made, and we will be definitely. You have to wait and see how it goes. Hello, Chenny. If you have any question, definitely you can ask us. Then we have got another question. My spouse education certificate mentioned only in initials with last name. If this will be a problem, Shen, welcome back to our session. I know you're one of the frequent follow of our session, but I'm not pretty sure how you have got different questions for yourself every time. That is surprising. So I'll advise you, if you have all the questions, just send us on an email. I'll reply back to you. But I'm pretty sure you are not asking your questions for yourself. These have been questions either for your client or somebody. But I will definitely take some time when through email. I may not be able to answer them right now. Then Gagan, what about the next draw? You're talking about the express entry draw. If you're talking about that, they have been happening very frequently, almost after every fortnight. There is an express entry draw. In fact, in the middle, we have also seen some surprise draw within a week's time also. So, and if you're talking about the draw score, the way it looked like, yes, it's going to, if there is no federal skilled worker draw happening for another couple of months, then you can expect the Canadian experience class express entry draw score to drop down definitely. It is further going to drop down lower than 357 if there is no further skill draw. There's a simple reason, because right now they're only targeting express entry people with Canadian experience class. Canadian experience class means where you've already got 1 year experience in Canada. The people who are getting into the pool or are getting invited as per their level. So the reason why every time the CRS score is dropping, because those are the people with Canadian experience class into the pool. All the above one have already submitted their application or already got their ITAs. They are into submitting or they're in the process of submitting their application. But these are the only people, that's the only reason I'll say the CEC draw is dropping every time, and I'm pretty sure if there is another CEC draw happening, it is going to drop down further too. How long does it take for a passport request? Someone you have to wait, as I just answered your question. That answer is the letter you have got doesn't mean that the decision has been made and it's an approval. So you have to wait for the final decision to be made before you can think of anything coming up. All the best. I'm pretty sure it should be. I cannot be pretty sure, but I hope that you get an approval and your parents or your grandparents are travel to Canada for a super visa. But you have to wait for further update from IRCC. I am not able to get Cyprus and Italy police. Can I apply without those police clearance? I mean, again, I need further information. As I said, if it was more than 6 months, then you have to require them. You have to follow with those countries. I think IRCC had mentioned about every country how you can arrange a PCC for those countries. It is mentioned on their website. You have to follow those guidelines. There will be definitely guidelines available for people like you who have traveled to Cyprus or Italy. But just only arrange them if you have stayed for more than 6 months. You will require, because submitting an application without a PCC, your application may be returned back being said incomplete because you have not completed your complete document. So my advice to you will be, yes, definitely you need to arrange your PCC if you have stayed for more than 6 months. Follow the IRCC website guidelines, and they have got country-specific guidelines available on their website, and that will definitely, I'm pretty sure that will help you out to see how and when you can arrange that PCC from those countries. Then we have a question from Milan Patel. So under the TR to PR international graduate, there are not many AORs yet. Are you thinking before July it is possible for all graduates to get it? Yes, that is what the expectation is right now. There are very, very few people who have got the AOR, which is called which have been received by the client. So they have said that they have announced that they will be issuing all the AORs by 15th of July. So it's another 2-3 weeks from now. So I'm pretty sure all of the people will be getting the AOR soon, and let's see how it goes. But right now, yes, the update is the AOR are supposed to be issued before 15th of July for this month. And let's see how it goes for the stream. Okay, in Nagesh Kumar has a question. International restrictions still going. Okay, so now as somebody has asked a question, let me take up that update which we had from this week, which was very not very encouraging right now. Yes, the travel restrictions are still in place till 21st of July, but the good news is that the travel ban will be lifted very soon. As per the announcement, it's saying it has been announced that they're not talking about months. In few weeks, the travel ban will be lifted. I think all the people who are essential and allowed to travel will be allowed to travel. Hopefully, maybe by 21st of July, there are no further travel restrictions. But again, we have to see. It will also depend upon if you have been fully vaccinated. There were a lot of updates being provided regarding this thing, regarding the further travel restriction being lifted. One of them is the people who have been fully vaccinated will be the first one, I think, will be allowed to travel. And the good news is they don't have to quarantine for 14 days once they enter Canada, but they still have to provide a negative COVID test result before they travel. But the good news for them is they don't have to quarantine for 14 days when they enter into Canada. That is a good news for you. But right now, yes, the travel restrictions are still there, and you have to wait till the travel restrictions have been lifted before you travel. Another important thing we should discuss here, which is another important update for this week, that from March 2021, all the people around the globe who got their PR approved but were not able to travel to Canada because of travel restrictions can now start traveling to Canada starting from 5th of July 2021, which is just 10 days from now. That is a very, very exciting news. People, I know it's more than 1 year that internationals, or like people who have got their PR, who are stuck in their country, they're not able to come to Canada because of the travel restriction. Those has been lifted. Yes, those has been lifted. But you still have to take care of the travel restrictions in your country for traveling to Canada. That will still play a role. But yes, starting from 5th of July, they will be accepting people who have got their COPR still valid, can travel. Now, for all the people who have got their PR but their COPR has expired, they will not be still able to travel. What they need to do is they need to wait. There will be an update sent from IRCC to all those clients whose COPR is expired. You will be getting further information about what you are supposed to do before you get another valid COPR, and you will be able to travel. You have to wait for IRCC to get back to you. That is very, very important. If you want to contact IRCC, you can use the web form and write them and let them know that yes, your COPR, you've got your PR approved, but your COPR is expired and you're not able to travel. Even they may respond back to that query. If you want to do that, you can. There's no harm doing it. But as per the information by IRCC, they will be contacting all the people across the globe whose COPR is expired and they're not able to travel because of that. So there will be further instruction issued to them about how to get their new updated COPR before they travel. So keep an eye on your email, your spam, your inbox. If you're somebody who've got your PR approved, make sure you're keeping an eye on your email and you don't miss that email about further instruction. And as soon as you receive it, if your medical is expired, maybe they'll ask you to do the medical again. So it all depends on particular and individual application. Let's see how it goes, and I'm pretty sure that you will be receiving those emails soon, or I think maybe you have even started receiving them. Wait for that, and then you can, looking at your travel restriction of traveling to Canada from your country, you can plan your travel to Canada. So don't yet book your tickets, right? It's not that you can, everybody can start flying from 5th of July. You have to see if your COPR is valid. You also have to keep in mind that the travel restrictions from your country are be lifted before you book any tickets or make any travel plans to Canada. That is very, very important for you. So these were the two updates we discussed along with the international travel question we had from Nagesh. So I hope Nagesh has also got the answer to his question. Then we have Ravi Kashyap from Karnal. Good evening, Ravi. How are you? Then we have Sukrai. He's left his number. Definitely, if there's some question you can leave to us, we can get back to on that. Okay, then we have any idea about parents and grandparents 2021. Recently, we have been so much busy into getting this express entry profile being picked. There's no much information being provided by by IRCC on PGB, which is Parent Grandparent Program for 2021. There are further seats, as per they have announced, there will be, I think, the 30,000 other seats left for this program. We have not heard any further update about this, but I'm pretty sure there should be something coming up before July or by July, so that the further application, when are they accepting the other application into the pool, and when those will be invited, that have to be wait and watched. But I'm pretty sure there should be something coming up in the next couple of months for the parents and grandparents program. Sahil, hello Sahil. Can we apply for a bridging open work permit for principal applicant and spouse together? Sahil, the principal, bridging open work permit is for the principal applicant only. You have to be the principal applicant to apply for bridging open work permit. For spouse, you can apply a spouse open work permit at the same time. Say example, if you are applying for a bridging open work permit and you also have a NOC OAB job position, then you can submit both the application at a time, but your will be a bridging open work permit application and your spouse application will be actually classified under spousal open work permit application. But you can, to answer your question, you can submit both the application together, but they will be different category of application, but both will be for the open work permit. So you have to be very pretty clear about how you do that application. Ms. Capital has a question. Want to know about PNP Saskatchewan? Okay, Saskatchewan. Okay, we haven't seen any draw this week from Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan is one of the very aggressive province which is having its PNP draw every week almost, or not even if not in a week, then definitely within a 2 weeks time they do have their draw. There was no draw for this week. Talking about how Saskatchewan has got its own system, like all the other provinces, of creating an expression of interest onto their website. So if you think you're eligible, or if you think your occupation is in demand in Saskatchewan, because there are two draws which usually happen in Saskatchewan. One is linked to express entry again. The second one is for the occupation in demand list. So if you think your occupation is in demand in Saskatchewan, then definitely you should create your profile onto their on their website, which is called expression of interest, which shows that you are interested to move to Saskatchewan and you're willing to do it. From that point, you have to just contact the Saskatchewan, go to the website, create your profile, and if you get an ITA, definitely that's how then you can submit your PNP application and further going to PR. But that is the only information I can provide you on the online platform. But maybe if you have your profile with you send us your profile and we can let you know if you may be eligible or if you have got any chance of getting a call from Saskatchewan for any of the PNP program. When will they open for international students again? Any dates available? Nishita, very good question. No dates available, unfortunately. But as per the information being announced last week, we are hoping and thinking that by 21st of July, there is an expectation that few of the countries' travel restrictions will be lifted, because Canada is trying to get most of the population fully vaccinated before they lift any further travel restriction, because nobody wants to have a fourth wave in Canada, which is going to be damaging for everybody. So I'm pretty sure they are taking a slow move here. There is no exact date been announced, but looking at the information being provided, they have mentioned that it is just few weeks away, not months. They have talked about weeks. So we are expecting, and I'm expecting that by 21st of July, maybe we can see few of the travel restrictions being further lifted now. But before the end of the year, definitely all the travel restrictions will be lifted. But I'm pretty sure, Nishita, that international students will be allowed to travel for September. I'm very hopeful that there will be some announcement coming up where they will be letting people starting from August or 21st of July, they will allow all the international students to travel to Canada. I'm hoping that that happens. Let's see how it goes, but I'm pretty confident the news and the update is around the corner. And if you're looking to come and start up your intake in September, just keep yourself busy for another few days, and I'm pretty sure they're going to lift up the travel restrictions very soon, but there's no yet date been announced. I'm a Swedish citizen and want to move Canada. How is it possible? Ashpal, Canada has got more than 100 process of getting a PR to Canada, right? So we need to understand your profile, how we can get you here. It will depend on what is your education, what is your experience like, how good you are at your English level. All that will be assessed. And if your occupation is demanded in any of the province, that has to be checked. And if something works out, definitely you may get a call from either PNP or you can get a call from Express Entry. But as I said, there are more than 100 way of getting into Canada on PR, but it depends on client's individual profile. I hope I have answered your question. But if you want, if you drop us an email, we can send you our PR assessment form. Just fill up that form and we may be able to help you further. Then we have got Nirmal asking, sir, I'm 34 years old. Can I study abroad, Canada, my study master degree? Nirmal, okay. To answer your question, yes, you can. 34 years is not a very old age where you can study. I have been telling them we have got students, we have got a lot of the people with more than even 40 age who came to Canada for a master degree and they have got the visa approval. So it all depends on your profile. Age is not just a number here. For example, if you have not been doing anything from the last 5 years or 10 years, and now you suddenly say you want to come to Canada for a study, the chances are maybe you will not get your study permit. But example, if you have done your master's, as you're telling, now you have been working in one or the other company, and you've got all the proof that you have been working genuinely in all those countries in whatever position it is, and now we have to convince the IRCC that the further education you are taking is for your future, growth, not just for getting an entry into Canada. So as far as we are able to convince the High Commission with those, which is a statement of purpose, we call it about, or a client information need to be submitted, 34 age should not be a problem. So your profile will make a difference to, or any client's profile does make a lot of difference to who will get a visa or who will not, although the visas are not 100% sure for anybody, but yes, it depends on your profile that how bright are your chances of getting a visa to Canada. Then we have a big question coming up here. Hello sir, I recently got approved for my PR, but did not include my spouse in the application. We both have a bridging work permit right now. So now that my PR is approved, is bridging work permit still valid? Yes. To answer the question, yes, that is still valid. The bridging work permit of you and your spouse, whatever you have got right now, is still valid. If I am submitting outland PR sponsorship application for my spouse, is there any way she can get or extend her work permit? Yes. Now I think you have to, if you both are in Canada, then you have to submit an application that you both are in Canada. It's an inbound application, right? To get an extension, along with the PR application, you can submit a work permit application. Yes, there is a clause for all the people who are within Canada, and if your spouse is also in Canada, and if you are basically applying for your spouse PR, you can, along with applying for a spouse PR, you can also apply for their work permit. So yes, both the application can go together, and then definitely the work permit will be issued in the next 2 to 3 months once the application start processing. So meanwhile, if you have, definitely it will be advisable for you to come and visit us, contact us through email, or we are all, if you're not in Ontario, somewhere else in any part of the world or anywhere in Canada, you can contact us online. We do provide online counseling. We can take up of your case from whatever part of the world, and we can guide you further on how we can submit your application and how your husband or your spouse can get further extension for the PR. Then we have a question from hi, I changed my workplace from one to another job designation change from IT help desk to IT developer. So I'll complete 1 year in this August. Will all these together complete one? So will it be a problem for 1 year worked or months? Okay, that's a very good question. If you're in Canada and you're doing 2 jobs, the draw which IRCC is having these days is the Canadian Express draw. So you do qualify for the draw. All we need to see is that both of your jobs should be under NOC O, A or B. If your job was under any NOC O, A or B, then you do qualify and your experience will be counted as 1 year. And just to let you know, say example, your IT help desk, say example, it comes under NOC B, but your IT developer comes under NOC A. Even that is acceptable. So even if you have got a complete 1 year of experience in two different NOC NOCs, but as far as both the NOC NOCs falls under NOC O, A or B, you still qualify, your experience still qualify for 1 year experience, which will be counted toward your experience class, and that's how you can create your profile the moment you complete your 1 year. So what we need to look here is that both of your experience should be under these NOs O, A or B, and any of the 6 month O and the 6 month of A or anything above that is also considered qualified for candidate experience class. So yes, to answer the question, you do qualify after 1 year if both of your knock and knock are under OAB. How we determine that is depends on your roles and responsibility of your job. If your IT help desk is like comes under C and D, we can only figure out once we know the roles and responsibility. So roles and responsibility plays a very, very important role before we can let you know that yes, this year 1 year experience will be counted toward your 1 year. But as I said, share us your further information and we may be able to let you know that yes, your work experience will be counted for both the jobs or not. So meanwhile, we get more question. Anyhow, we are coming to the end of the session too very soon. Usually the session is around 30 to 40 minutes. It's more than around 32 minutes already we have been on the session. But let me take two more updates before we come to next few questions and wrap up the session. There was another draw from Alberta. We have been discussing about a lot of draws. So Alberta PNP draw was held last week, and the score has remained to 300, so which is Alberta. I think if we look at all the other provinces, Alberta is one of the provinces who has got lowest CRS score when they apply for PNP. 300 point is not too much to score in CRS, but not everybody in three, because only if you look at the ITA being issued, there were only 185. So if you now think getting a 300 is not difficult, then why not everybody is getting an IT? The simple reason is they are only inviting people for the PNP if what we have seen from experience, if you have got any relations in Alberta, if you have got a job offer in Alberta, that is making a lot of difference. Most of the people who are getting ITA under this Alberta draws are the ones who have got confirmed job offer from a job offer means a LMI application being approved. A lot of people confuse a job offer from a letter from an employer. Say some example, somebody in Alberta who owns the company and he sent you a job letter. That doesn't mean that you qualify for that. You will qualify. What you need is that employer need to apply for an LMI application. That LMI need to have a positive result. And once you get a positive result, then you can add on those 50 points into your pool. That makes your chances of immigrating to Alberta very, very high. So it depends on what you have. If you have relations in Alberta, you have got job offer in Canada, that is making a lot of difference. So if you are somebody who've got those, definitely the chances are you will get your ITA. So and Alberta is very frequently, they are holding their draw for this particular stream where people have been invited just with score of 300, which is not difficult to achieve. Then we have another draw was from British Columbia. British Columbia had a draw again this week. There were 437 ITA been sent under 2 or 3 of their streams, which and there were a lot of people who were invited this in. Most of them were for the British Columbia skill work class and British Columbia link to express entry were invited under this draw. So these were the two category of mostly people who were invited. And talking about the let us just discuss about TR to PRP again before we wrap up the session and take a few more questions. TRP PR stream is still open. If you're somebody with essential experience in Canada into the health section from the last 1 year, if you don't, all you need to have is should be on a work permit right now, you will be eligible to apply. In fact, if you have worked part-time in Canada, you are an international student, you work part-time in Canada, but your NOC NOC is coming under the non-essential stream of TR to PR, you can still apply even if you are still on your study permit. You don't need to be on work permit to apply for your PR. You can still apply for your PR while you are on your study permit. That is a very, very great golden opportunity for all the international students who are already in Canada but who are working under essentials, non-essential stream. They are the one only who gets invited, and they are the one who can not invited in this stream. It's an open pool. You can submit the application. There are still a lot of applications left under both the category of essential and non-essential stream. If you have any question about if you qualify or not, contact us and we may be able to help you and guide you about TR to PR pathway. The pathway is still open till November 2021. You still have enough time. Also, if we all know there was a public policy also announced about post-graduate work permit extension for 18 months. There is 1 month left now for the extension. If you still qualify, if you think you qualify, or if you're not sure that you qualify for the PGWP, contact us. It's only 1 month left now for that stream, that public policy stream to get closed. So if you're looking for post-graduate work permit extension of 18 months, you have to do it in the last 1 month, which is left now. So, but there are rules, and there are people who are eligible for it. So if you need to check your eligibility, or if you're not sure and your work permit expiring, contact us and we can definitely help you in that too. So that were all the update we had from last 1 week, which we have already discussed. We have 2 more questions which I'm going to address before we wrap up. So we have got Nishita asking, will CRS score remain low for next few months? Nishita, the way I am looking into it, I'm pretty sure till there is no federal skilled worker draw happening, the chances are the CRS score under CEC will drop further too, because most of the people who are getting into the pool have been invited, or most of the people who get into the pool in the next 2 weeks, they are invited in the next draw. So the pool gets empty with the people who are under CEC. So that's why the score is dropping down every time. But if the federal skilled worker draw happens, then maybe the chances are that I'm not pretty sure example, but looking at the last 1 year, yes, most of the people, in fact, almost everybody who have been invited under experience entry have been qualified under candidate experience class. The chances are this stream will continue even further when the federal skilled worker goes, but maybe the draw scores gets high. That have to be wait and watch. But I'm pretty sure the way the things have been shaped up from last 1 year, the CIC is going to look into it and they will be still inviting people with candidate experience class even with those scores. So let's wait how it goes, but I'm pretty sure the score will remain low for candidate experience class even for coming next few months. And maybe forever, you never know, because they have definitely identified that the people who are within Canada are the first biggest resources they have who should be granted PR under this CEC class. So I'm pretty confident that stream should continue further with low score as possible and more international students getting chance to apply for PR. Then we've got Tariq asking the last question, what about those who want to buy property or farm in Canada? Tariq, basically this is a question for a realtor, but to buy a property or a farm in Canada, you should be preferably you should be either a work permit or a citizen or PR in Canada, then only you should think of. But this is a question for a realtor and maybe they are able to answer it better for you. And yes, the only another thing I know is if you are an international person who have got no status in Canada, if you still want to buy a property, you can buy it, but you have to pay 15% taxes, which is not eligible, which is not applicable to people who are within Canada on a status. So that is the information I do have, but for further thing, you may contact a realtor and he will be able to assist you in that. So thank you all for joining. This was another live discussion, a very interactive section. There are a lot of questions being asked, and I think I've answered most of them. If I have missed anyone, kindly drop us an email and definitely I will reply. Somebody from my office will get back to you. Thank you for this joining this live session. There's another important update for international students who are within Canada and if they are looking for college admissions and if your program is expiring. This is just an update I just wanted to share before we close up for today. Yes, we have got seats available for May and January intake. You can definitely contact us for any college admission. Even if you're outside Canada, contact our office in India, in Haryana. They will be happy to assist you if you're in Canada and looking for further college admission and transfer. Definitely, again, we can help you in that. So thank you all for joining this live session. I'll be again live back next Friday, 11 a.m. Like usual, every Friday we have the session. So till then, have a good weekend and the rest of the next week. I will be back live again next Friday with further update in the last 1 week. Maybe further more information about travel restrictions because we are expecting to hear back from IRCC very soon about it. So let's see how the one next week goes, and definitely there will be another lot of update which will be there before we come up for another live session. So signing off, my name is Vishal Manucha, owner and director at Net Worth Immigration Solutions. I'm a regulated Canadian immigration consultant, and definitely you can trust us for all of your immigration needs. Thank you all for joining. See you all next Friday at the same time. Till then, goodbye.